Alright guys, because I'm going to answer a couple questions real quick, and I just wanted to first off say thank you for the guys that ordered some stuff. I'm getting ready to make the warehouse run this morning, so I thought I'd put up a quick video before I took off. And we'll start on the buffing video, the buffing video here. And then Tom Ducan 1970 said it wasn't boring. He found it informative, so thanks for watching, buddy. I'm glad you liked that one. There we go. Pit Lion 1. See, he spread his name out for me a little bit the other day, and I got it. I think that's it. When they're all crammed in, I can't get it. But once I say it a couple times, I'll get your name down. So he said it wasn't boring either, so he's watching. Appreciate that. And I figured I'd put another buffing video up. I put one up before I could make longer videos, and I think it was like 15 minutes and 20 seconds, and it wouldn't let me upload it. And I didn't save the video, so I just made another short one. And of course, that's, you know, probably not the proper way to do it, or, you know, if you had all the money in the world and you could buy all the best things, you know, you could do it different ways. But that's more than likely most of you guys doing it at home are going to do it that way. You know, you're not going to go out and spend $150, $160 for a Trizact system and buy the right DA and the interface pad and, you know, get all the expensive stuff. And you might, you know, I don't know, but that's the way I've been doing it for years that way. I have worked at shops that do use the interface system, and it's a good system for sure, but it just shortens that process a little bit. As long as you don't get too aggressive with the sandpaper, though, you can get pretty good results. If you're a first-time buffer, I mean, unless you got a serious run issue, or you know, you are dealing with massive orange peel, I recommend using the 2000A and nothing coarser, not even 1500, because it can get pretty hard to get that scratch back out of the panel. And if you start with that 2000 grit, you know, it gets your feet wet. You get to learn the products, and you see the process, you know, come back to shine. And if you cut it with 1000, 1200, or 1500, you know, and you start not being able to get that scratch out, it can get pretty discouraging. So you want to work into that and make sure you got some pretty decent quality compounds and pads. So Cheater 40 said thanks for the video, and you guys didn't think it was boring. I'm glad, man. And then here's HPR. Haven't heard from him. And HPR said that he's having some internet problems or something. I think he put up a short video the other day, and he's saying that right here. He painted the neon, so hopefully we'll see a video from HPR and the family out there. They've been working on getting the shop knocked out too. I think we're all trying to get everything cleaned out where, you know, we can either work on our own stuff or get stuff to flow a little better. And that's cool. I haven't seen a video from him in a while. And then here's the Rick Fix. He said awesome shine, and Rick Fix learned how to buff. So if you guys haven't checked his channel out, go back and look at that Porsche that he did. He did an awesome job on it, and he learned by fire. You know, he had to take 1000 grit or 800. He got very aggressive and had to sand that thing down, and he got looking really sweet. So check that out, the Rick Fix. He's got some really good videos on buffing and, you know, first time buffing. So it's always good to see the guys. And guys, you know, I can't say enough about these guys that you watch on here that, you know, pick a buffer up for the first time and they do it and pull it off, because it's not something that I learned right away. Just like with the painting, you know, you guys watch me paint now, and you got nothing nice to say, or everything nice to say. But when I first started learning, I had some serious doubts. You know, I you know, knew what I wanted the car to look like, but I had a hard time getting those results. Back when I first started, it was all single stage, so you had to put multiple coats and lay it out and drop coats, and so the learning process was a lot steeper, I think, you know. And it's really impressive to see the guys that just pick the guns up and lay a paint job out for the first time. And on the other hand, it's sort of frustrating when you get the other scenario, you know, the guy picks the gun up and he has bad luck and he gets really discouraged because, you know, I would expect to have bad luck, you know, just personally, you know, I sort of, you know, when you try something new, you know, you always have to perfect your technique. So I just I'd like to see less guys get discouraged when they have bad results, just because, you know, the guys that have good results are just, it's luck. It's the luck of the draw, it's the equipment, it's the way the material is that they're using, and it's just a lot of different variables. So don't get discouraged if you got bad luck, you know. It's really something that YouTube sort of spoil people on, because now you can watch videos and learn how to do it before you make the mistakes. And some people are just better at retaining and learning stuff than others, and some of us just have to make mistakes and learn. So Satajet Rich here said good stuff on the buffing, and saw his video last week there. That was cool. So in the tempo transmission there with the blown up spider gears, that looks like a fun job there. I'm sure he'll really like doing that at home on his back. So it's always fun to pull the front wheel drive stuff out at home on the ground. Just makes it just a little more fun. And then we got Cecil 6711. He said he could have shaved in that reflection. So yep, it was good to see him and Steve hanging out. Astro ZZ3 there. Saw Astro's video this morning. He made it back home. And then he thinks the products you were trying to remember is called Ebony, and that's Zen's Performance, I think. And yep, that's exactly the that's what I was looking for. Liquid Ebony was the other product that, you know, all the old timers used to use, and then the other the coarse compound would have been F11. And man, that was pretty much the standard. You have the F11, the Liquid Ebony, or the Finesse It, you know. And the more aggressive shops, you know, use the F11, and a lot of people used it because paints used to be a lot different. But you'd put a paint stick in that gallon can and just sling it on with a paint stick, and it was black. And Liquid Ebony was the same way. And I worked at a shop where we did rentals, man, and that guy refused to step into the future, and it made it very difficult for us because, you know, when you're doing rentals, there's all kinds of body shops that are vended cars, and they all come back to the same area and they're inspected by the same guy. So, you know, one guy can inspect 4 different shops and see different qualities, you know. And the shops that are, you know, naturally moving along with the times, you know, their jobs were looking a lot better than ours. We were using the cross draft boost, you know, and then we had guys that were spraying in tunnel downdrafts and, you know, using Diamond, and we were using off brands. And you know, it forced my boss to step into the future to compete with the other guys. So sort of I don't know, it was a good market for him to be in because it made his shop get updated, you know. But we used to use that Liquid Ebony, ran right up into the 80s. And then Time to Tinker said awesome, awesome how to, and thank you, Tony. And then Harley Iron Man said great video, Darren, shines like a new penny. And then I think it's the Big Spoon one. Now this guy's building a really cool lawnmower. He builds those racing lawnmowers. You should go check his channel out. He's got some cool stuff, and he built one in like a week. I mean, I've been watching the video. I don't know how long it took. It looked like about a week, but stripped it all down, and he soups the motor up, changes the motor to alcohol, and you know, he does all kinds of cool stuff. So you should check him out for sure. It's the Big Spoon one. BIGSPOON 1, the letter 1, or the number 1, not the letter. I'm an idiot. So anyway, and then we got Guitar Relics here. He said good video. I got the 4-inch Makito angle grinder, and it's about the same age as yours. And man, you can't beat a good tool. I think I might have put brushes in it once, and I've dropped it. I'm real bad about, you know, setting it down and grabbing it by the cord. So it's had a cord put in it, and it's got duct tape on it, and I love that buffer. And I've noticed the guys in the garage that have the new ones, they seem to turn a little slower. I don't know if the reset switch has gone bad. It still goes faster, but I leave it on slow. But I love my Makita, you know. It's going to be a sad day when I have to to get another buffer. And I think the new Makitas are a little bit different than the old ones, you know, the handle on them and stuff. And before I had the Makita, I used to air buff everything. And I really love an air buffer, but it's hard on the compressor. Hambones did a great video. Never seen the buffing process start to finish. So yeah, I figure I'll try to do some more videos like that, you know. The start to finish ones are the good ones I like, you know, when you just from grinding the dent to wiping the mud to painting it, you know. So some of those are cool. And we got some of those. If you go back in the videos there, you know, you'd have to go back, but there are quite a few when I was doing some used car stuff in the old days there, and they're start to finish unedited. So if you want to check some of those out, just go look at the old stuff. And this guy remembers paying $12 for a gallon of 3M. That's the Fend Painter. And I think I got his name mixed up with the Stone Crusher the other day, and I apologize for that, buddy. But yeah, the compound's just ridiculous. And the funny thing is that's why we started this business, you know. I hadn't painted for a while. After I had surgery and I went to do something, you know, and I went to the local paint and body store, and you know, of course I wasn't working at a shop anymore, so I didn't have the deal, and you know, I didn't want to go into town where my sales rep from the dealership I worked at, you know, that I knew, so I just figured I'd just slide into the local paint and body store, and I bought a buffing pad and some compound, and it was $50. And I decided that, you know, maybe we could do something, you know, start a business selling stuff not name brand, because you know, the paint and body store in our town is what they call a platinum store, so they sort of have to sell certain brands, you know, and it makes it expensive, you know, especially when you're buffing and stuff. But I always find myself using the good stuff and just trying to sell it a little cheaper, and you know, the market's become way more competitive over the years, but that stuff's still pretty damn expensive, but it works. And then you got Slow SRT here, so it was good to hear from him, and he's been out of town for a while, and he said he likes the 3M stuff too. So you guys, I know you all watch his videos, and he does some really killer work. They use I believe they do use the Trizact system. I don't know if he uses that at his house, but I know that the shop he works at, they use the Trizact stuff. And Millrick said that was some good shit, and I sent your stuff out. Should be getting your stuff, Millrick, and send me a sticker or something, you know, when you get your stickers made. And yeah. And then Ron, he said interesting, great video, and thanks. That's Ron at the Wrecking Yard. Check him out. And I haven't seen a video. I hope your hood didn't fall on you or anything bad happened. I know you were trying to rig a, you know, suspension system up there, so you could try to do that yourself. And I think that's how we get hurt, you know, working in the garage by ourselves, trying to do stuff we shouldn't do. So be careful, man. And then Tom said that's good stuff. Robin, I keep messing this guy's name up, dude. Robin G. Oh shit. All right, buddy. I'm gonna have to get Andrew to help me pronounce that, and then I'll get back with you and give you a shout out video for butchering your name up. And then Stone Furball 1 said, great, Darren, makes a lot of sense to me. This one's going in his favorites. So yeah, check that one. Keep that one for when you do your car. And I watched this pinstripe video and stuff. That reminds me of, we used to have a pinstripe guy around here called the Hangman, and that was a lot like his style. And then 256, 265 Chevy. I want to get Hanson's name right. Those are those pads 8-inch, and I think they are Hanson. I'd have to, you know, put a measuring thing on them, but I want to say they're a standard buffing pad. I've never ordered a buffing pad by size, you know. Usually it's just a standard, either the large pad or the small one. And I think all those pads are 3M. That's pretty much what I try to use. The Swagel pads I like if I'm going to use the wool. 3M does have they have a really good wool pad too. It just seems to be smaller diameter than the Swagel's, a little fluffier. So it's personal preference. We actually used to have a guy that'd bring pads in a bag. They'd wash them. You know, we were on an exchange program, and I stopped doing that just because I don't do any work anymore. but the guy does a lot of dealerships around here, still use the wool pads, but I think a lot of people are getting away from the wool pads that buff the car in the paint shop area, because the wool just continuously goes out into your environment, and that's it finds its way into the paint booth sooner or later, or into your paint work. So that's another good tip. That's another reason that the foam pads have become more popular. You know, there's less contamination in the air from the foam, and so that's pretty important when you're in a small space. So this old guy 64 said nice video, thank you buddy. And then we got Silver Horse 347, he said love the real-time videos, and he said he hangs out with some guys in the 50s and they've been watching the videos because they're trying to get up to date. So you're never too old to learn stuff. You know, I learn stuff all the time, and when you stop learning stuff, you're either dead or your brain fart. So always keep your head open is what I say. And then AK-47 Pop-Off, watched his video the other day. I've been catching a lot of your videos. I'm subscribed to you, but I'm not getting the videos, so I'm having to go through and I'm finding them, clicking on the YouTube symbol in the corner instead of just going to my subscribers. And I found a video from Matt the other day like that I hadn't seen, and I try to watch all his videos, and I've been finding videos from different guys, you know, that I'm subscribed to that I've never seen. And AK-47 Pop-Off is one guy. I think he's got a few videos, and I watched him yesterday, and I never knew he had videos. You know, I've never got a video from you, and then I was subscribed to you, and I had send me the update box. So MGB Salsa. MGB Salsa. I think I got that right. I don't know. He's a cool man. And if I'm butchering your name, if you could spread it out next time you leave a comment, and I'll be able to pronounce it. And this is another guy that comments a lot, and I hope I'm butchering his name too. UAHEUBN. Euben. 66. I think that's the first video where someone masked the car. Yeah, well, yeah, I always mask the car off, you know, if it's a customer car for sure, because, and then, you know, if you're working at a dealership, usually you got some poor detailer that gets the car after you butch it up, and so, you know, sometimes as painters we get complacent when we work in places, but when you got to clean the car yourself, you want to keep that compound as clean as possible, because it will make a mess. I mean, bad kind of mess. And if you're not going to mask the area up and you want another quick thing you can do, you can take Pam cooking spray and spray your jams down with that before you buff the car, and the compound won't stick in your jams, and you can just wipe that stuff out of the doors. But you know, you don't want to have to spray the car down with Pam and then do paint work. It'd be burn the panels. So you got to be pretty confident in buffing, and I just found that the masking paper works best for me, so that's how I do it, and it makes it real easy. You just throw the paper out, and everything looks good, easy squeezy. So, and these other ones, you guys are just telling me the Honda looks good, and I appreciate that. I won't go through all those. We've got Cub Cadet Bob here, and he said the boat can be a real pain in the ass. Glad the Gators didn't get you. And yeah, it's a real pain in the ass. I went out there. I know a lot of you guys don't know, but the switch is working now. The outdrive's going up and down. Just started working. So I figured it's probably the armature or the motor is bad. I don't know. I don't think it's the switch because it was activating. And then another guy had mentioned that it might be the solenoid. So I did pick a solenoid up, and I'll replace that, you know, before I take the motor apart, because it looks sort of crusty. So I'll just be looking for one of those used on Craigslist that I can just cheech in there. So, alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and run to the warehouse so I can get that over with and get this video. I'll let it upload while I'm gone, and all that good stuff. So we'll try to make a video a little later. Andrea's a little sick today, and she's got her big test coming up, so I'm going to go make the warehouse run for her.